Hi there, welcome back to Resin by Drew. Now this could be a complete disaster, but we're going to give it a go. I've got a little bit of resin left over from doing a project that I've just done. The resin that I've got left over is Resin8 Coat It. Now it's a low viscosity resin, but I think it's more like a medium viscosity. So I've been saying for the last couple of weeks that I wanted to try it out and do some 3D flowers and see what it was like for doing 3D flowers. So I thought, while I've got some left over, that would be the perfect opportunity to try it out. So I'm just going to pour down the edges of my mould some glitter. I have actually, in the interests of honesty, what's the word? I'll be honest with you. I have actually already poured into this mould, but I poured it in clear. So I've taken it out because I decided I wanted to put glitter in. So I've emptied the resin out, and I'm now adding the glitter. So I hope that doesn't make it more of a disaster, but we shall see. We can only try. I'm having a problem getting the glitter to go down the edges, so I'm hoping I'll be able to poke that down on the ends in a few minutes with a popsicle stick, or I'll be able to squeeze it down with by using the rest of the mould. We'll see in a minute. Yeah, I just wanted to try this resin to see what it was like for doing 3D flowers, because I haven't so far, and I thought it was the perfect opportunity while I've got this little bit left. So let me just try and get this resin down to the edges of the mould, and at the same time get the edges of the mould covered without bubbles. I don't mind if I have some glitter left on the top. I don't mind that at all, but I do want glitter around the edges so that when it's demolded, I've got a different mold that I would have probably been better using, but this one was the first one that I grabbed. When it's demolded, it will have glitter around the top edge then, hopefully. That's the idea. Well, ideas and practice can very often, as we all know, especially when you're working with resin, they can vary greatly. So this is a project that might never make it to screen, but we shall see. I know I've said I'll show the good, the bad and the ugly, but this is just a pure experiment for my own benefit, really. So it depends completely how it works out as to whether I show it or not, but we shall see. Right, okay, so I think I've got glitter going on the bottom there. So I'm now going to fill the rest up with the resin that I've got left, or the rest of my clear resin. I have got some resin left over that I'm going to use to make my white flowers. Just wondering whether to add some alcohol ink to the bottom as well, just for a little bit of colour. I think I might do. Might just do a little bit of my favourite eggnog. Okay, so I've just grabbed a couple of alcohol inks and I've decided to use Iris, which is a purple colour, that's a Resin8 pigment, and Vampire, which is another Resin8 pigment. So I'm just going to add the alcohol inks and then I'll make up my white. I'm going to do 3 flowers, so they can have Vampire in the middle and then Iris on the outside. For my white, I'm using my usual Resi-Tint Max in titanium white with a few drops of Pinata Pearl alcohol ink. So I'm just going to give the Resi-Tint Max a stir. I've only got a little tiny bit of whatever resin left for the flowers for the white pigment now, so I'm only going to put a very small amount of pigment in. So I'm scraping off my sides of the stick as well, just putting that bit in. I'll give it a good stir. Yeah, I just wondered what it would be like because of the consistency of it. I just wanted to know what it would be like for the 3D bloom flowers. So what better opportunity when you've just got a little bit left over that you're not sure what to do with. I could have used it for my druzy crystals, which is what I normally do with my leftover resin, but I've kept saying I wanted to try this resin for the 3D bloom flowers, so today's the day. They might not work at all. I've just added 5 drops of the Pinata Pearl alcohol ink. Yeah, it might not work at all, but until I try, I don't know, do I? So I'm going to give it a try. Just going to grab a piping bag. And I'm going to pop my white into the piping bag. Let's give it a good scrape out. And then I'm going to snip off the end and draw my flowers. Not sure if these scissors will work, but let's see. They have done. Let me just check the size of the hole. That's absolutely fine. So let's draw the flowers. Put some little dots in the middle. I think I'm just going to go around the outside. Never know, we might get a bit of a bloom going around the outside edge too. I'll just do a spiral going around the outside. I don't want to waste any of the white. I think my mould's full up now. So I'm just going to get a silicone tool. I'm actually going to use a dotting tool because it's a little bit smaller. I'm just going to use a dotting tool and I'm just going to draw the flower shapes onto the flowers. It's really about whether it blooms or not. That's what I'm wanting to know. I've definitely overfilled the mould because we're leaking down this end. Doing some lines through the spirals that I did on the outside. I don't know why, but I just am. And that's it. I'm going to stop there. That's all I'm going to do with it. I just want to see, like I say, if the white actually blooms. That's all I want to see. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it to cure up and I will be back tomorrow to show you the results. So I'll say bye for now. Hi, welcome back. I'm just going to demold this this trinket tray that I did yesterday. I just did it with some leftover resin and I wanted to see if the resin would actually bloom because it's a resin that I've not tried with 3D flower blooms before. Now it certainly looks as if it's bloomed from the back, so let's have a look inside. It's got a little bit of overspill there. Coming off with the mould, thankfully. It's a little bit soft still. No, it has bloomed quite nicely, that actually. A little tiny bubble there, that's going to bug me. But it has bloomed quite nicely. I think it definitely deserves another experiment. In the interest of full disclosure, I wasn't really very fair in the experiment that I did with this yesterday because I didn't leave it to get to the right temperature that I normally would. It was literally just resin that I got left over and I just wanted to get it into a mould and move on to whatever else I was doing, or I was busy doing something else. So I think it's definitely worth trying this with resin, getting it to the right temperature and then seeing how it blooms, because that has bloomed really nicely. I don't know how well you can see that. I will take some still shots as well so that you can see it better, but I mean, you can see on the back how well it's bloomed, but I mean, the front is really pretty. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I am surprised as well. I didn't think it would bloom as well as it has done. And now with that, I think I'm ready to change the mat on the puppy pad on my board as well. I'll show you what boards I use, because I don't know if I've shown you before, but I find these really useful. I use 12 by 12 MDF, and I have these screw-in feet on the bottom, and I use these to adjust the level so that I can get it to be level. But they're great because they're handy to build your project on, put your projects on. I'll put another puppy pad on. They're great to build your projects on with them, and then you can move them about much easier than you can move, say, a mould about. So they are great, but I've got about 7 or 8 of them on the go now, and it is, like I say, it's just a 12 by 12 piece of MDF that I drilled through each corner and just put one of these screw-in feet, and as I say, they do work great because you can adjust the feet to get it level and move them about as well. So yeah, so I just thought I'd share that with you as an extra bonus there. I don't know if you're interested, but just as a suggestion, if you struggle to get your projects quite level, or if you're wanting something that you can move about, you know, if you've got one, because I have one area that I work on where my camera is, and then I'll do things here, and then I want to move them out of the way so that I can work on another project. So it's great just to be able to pick up the board and move it out of the way, and then make sure my feet are level again. So yes, I just thought I'd share that with you. So that's that. So I will say bye for now, and I will be back with another experiment soon. So I'll see you soon. Bye for now.